Well, you really came through last night for the people.
Did I?
You really did.
Thank you.
You really did, with brand new music, man, and it's such a quality that we've come to expect and hope for, but raising it once again with just amazing melodies and words and honesty and incredible production. You and Jack Antonoff in the studio, obviously making it happen. It's really great to see you today, Kevin Abstract. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
I was just saying how well you look. We were just talking about keeping the mind straight, keeping the body straight, and how that's a really important part of life, right? That we forget when we're sort of trying to make things happen.
Right.
And I still wanted to continue to share that with the people just a little bit, because I want this to be more of a lifestyle experience,
Right.
not just a music experience. I want to be able to, people to be inspired by their favorite artists in lots of different ways. And so you started to kind of like, tend to your health a little more, right? And sort of focus on that.
In a way, yeah. I started working out, and it kind of like felt like therapy in a way.
It really does.
Yeah.
It kind of like clears your mind to a degree and helps you gain that perspective.
I also have like this weird connection with my trainer.
In what way?
I feel comfortable with like telling them anything while working out.
I think that's I've had that experience before. Shouts to a guy, a really sweet British kid called Mackenzie, who is like a part of our family, and he lives in London. I don't see him as much, but we would holiday with this guy. Like, I would holiday with our trainer because he was our friend. I
feel like I would do that.
Yeah,
with Adrian. That's his name.
Shouts to Adrian. We would never train with Mackenzie while we were holidaying with him, though. We would just holiday with him like a dude. But it's just
beautiful.
It's funny, isn't it? So listen, man. Thanks again for coming through with new music. 3 songs, and it feels like there are certain themes in the record, but I don't want to dive in and try and give an amateur analysis. I want to know, are there themes in these 3 songs and what you're trying to say across the body of work?
Yeah, I think throughout the whole thing, I'm focused on empathy.
Love it.
Yeah. And just like looking at other people like people, and feeling for them in a way.
That's a vicarious experience and requires observation in order to reach that level where you can write with, in a believable way, about empathy, right? Because you can't gloss over it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you just have to like really care. And not really a lot of people care.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to dive deep in. So how deep are you going, and how far are you looking at your closest friends and families as a group of inspiration, or are you looking to the wider world to create to gain that inspiration to try and sort of get to the empathetic environment?
I think I'm looking at myself and how I've handled situations in the past. You know what I mean?
That's a rough ride for someone at this point in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think about how just perspective is so important, and how I want people to look at me a specific way, and like songs are just songs, like just put them out and see what happens.
Yeah, but on a song like Big Wheels, if you pay attention, because it moves fast,
yeah,
and there's only sort of 50 or 60 seconds worth of actual message in that song, but in there you say a lot. There's a lot in there, and I'm not going to try and kind of analyze it to the degree where it's going to become a different kind of therapy, but there are key lines that really jumped out at me, and actually we're going to play the song, come back and sort of take a look at some of those lines and see where it sits. Kevin Abstract live on Beats One right now with me, Zane. I'm really excited. Man, it all happened on Twitter. It's a beautiful thing. Put a little bit of homemade reverb on the end of that just to give it a nice touch. Hope you don't mind.
No, that's cool. Sounds great. Thank you.
The whole thing, man, there's so much going on in that 1 minute and 38 seconds of Big Wheels. There's a lot of incredible musicality. It starts out really hard. Then at the end, it takes you into a very emotional place with the help of, like, I guess what sounds like a saxophone or maybe a light oboe. I'm not quite entirely sure, but it sounds really cool. Saxophone, yeah. So in that song, it feels like you are searching for answers in terms of where you stand right now in comparison to the journey you've been on, and in most recent years, talking about like, what happens when you become successful, the kind of money you make, where you stand in your life at that moment in time, how it affects your relationships with your family and your friends. Where were you when you wrote that, and what were you sort of trying to achieve with that particular song? What were you trying to get across to us?
I was in New York City, and I was just like, every song is like me just trying to express like something for myself and trying to answer some weird like philosophical question I have in my head. You know what I mean?
And how do you know when you need to go there to do that? Like, do you get a feeling in your stomach? Do you become uncomfortable? Does you have a thought that continues to roll around in your head like a needle on a record that just keeps skipping? Like, how do you know you got to get it out?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't really know. It's like this magical thing, you know? And sometimes it could be terrible. Like, I don't know what it is, but like just the expression aspect of it is the thing that keeps me going back to it, you know?
Yeah. And I guess the way that it makes you feel at the end of it too.
Yes.
How did you feel?
But making it versus releasing it, like two different things. Like making it, I'd rather just make stuff.
Then release it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think you'd be the first artist to say that.
I'm sure.
But I'd like to ask you from your perspective, what is it about the releasing of music? We know why you want to make it, because the process is the beautiful part. It allows you to express yourself. But what is it about the releasing it that is trepidatious?
I guess just because it goes on the internet, and then you have to like see what everyone thinks of your ideas.
But most people think that Brockhampton and yourself have been, you know, and I use this word really deliberately, a product of the internet, and that your success has come to a degree from this freewheeling nature.
100%.
It's so fun.
I just don't. I don't want to look at everything, you know. But also, like, since it made me who I am,
Right.
at times I feel like I have to check and see what people are saying.
I feel like I have to check because I'm a human being in 2019. And I feel if I don't, I may as well just go move to a remote summit
That's what I want to do.
and become a monk. Not a bad idea.
Sounds great.
Maybe for like a month. I'm sure my family would be stoked. Like, oh, cool, you're going on your sabbatical for a month. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate your dick. You don't have to look at everything, though. That's the beautiful thing.
No, you don't. You really don't. But I do.
You're your own worst enemy.
Exactly.
You and Jack Antonoff working together. And one of the things I really appreciate about Jack, for those listening in right now who's streaming on it on Apple Music, Jack Antonoff probably found his original success with Fun, who, by the way, the fact there hasn't been another Fun album drives me crazy. Because that is such the most inventive pop music. I mean, them, Scissor Sisters, Gaga,
Yeah.
these are, for me, some of the real sort of top-notch creators in modern pop.
Right.
Fun do like nothing now.
I never really got into Fun like that. I actually found Jack through this Lana Del Rey song called Venice Bitch.
Oh, we love that song.
It was my favorite song last year.
Yeah.
And I just love the sound. And I showed him, I got to meet with him at Sunset Tower in LA. Like right after the meeting, I remember telling Brian, I was like, I think I could do my whole album with that guy.
Why?
Just because it's like an understanding thing. Like, you know, you meet someone, like you feel a connection in a way.
Yeah.
That's what I felt. And I showed him all these songs that me and Romeo made together. And he was really inspired by them, like, immediately. So me and Romeo went to New York and, like, we just reproduced all the songs
With him.
Yeah.
In his spot. Doesn't he have a studio in his apartment?
Yeah, he does, but we did it at Electric Lady.
Oh, it's so great there.
Yeah, energy's crazy.
And was it a fun experience? I mean, and I asked that. I know people would be like, duh, but music isn't always fun to make because it can
No,
be...
I don't think that's like a duh thing. I think like it's really it turns into math at some point. You know?
Yeah.
And then like I don't know. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun at first, but then like towards the end, it gets really
It becomes like
hard.
homework.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, yeah, because the last 30% is like, oh man, we just got to finish this damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I really admire musicians who are able to walk away at 70%. And some of them do.
What do you mean?
They get it to a point where other people or perhaps other artists would consider they need to get it to a standard in certain areas sonically, mix-wise, and they go, no, it's good. 70 is 100 is what I'm saying. Like, it's okay.
No, I feel you.
In other people's eyes and minds, they're like, no, I get that. I want to keep talking with you, man. There's so much to go through, and we only have a limited amount of time. And I'm really, really happy you're here. I know lots and lots of people are tapped in listening for this because you don't do a lot of this, so it's really cool you came through. This song is called Joyride. Not in a listening mood, huh? On this song. Just the chorus is so great. It's like,
Oh, word, yeah.
We'll talk about it after this. Check it out. This is song number 2 out of 3 that came out last night called Arizona Baby. Kevin Ashtray beats on Apple Music. Okay. Joyride. That's the second song out of 3 that came out last night. Is it feeling good now? I mean, I know you sort of, you talked about like the concerns about releasing music and what people think and yada yada, but you're here and it sounds wicked coming through the speakers in this studio.
Yeah, no, I'm happy it's out. Feel a lot better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were in New York, describe kind of how your day was when you were making this record with Jack and the three of you kind of making these songs.
I get to the studio around like 1 p.m. and Jack would be there. Me and Romeo and Laura, Jack's engineer, and we'd like pretty much work on the song for the whole day, and we'll have like the whole track done. Basically, he works really fast, and me and Romeo work really fast. Like considering what we did in Brockhampton, so it's like the perfect match, I guess.
I guess the question is, you know, you've had such a prolific time with Brockhampton, and you've had such a successful time taking that, you know, you and your friends, you know, #1 album in the United States of America, you know, incredibly successful world tour, and you're sort of teed up now. When do you know it's time for you to make a project on your own? Because the first time I ever met you was, I played your song.
Yeah.
Brockhampton wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And so how do you know when it's time to kind of go out and go into the other lane that's moving parallel to that?
I don't know. It's just a feeling thing, you know, like intuition. It just felt like it'd be a nice moment for me to just focus on me and like for us, like as brothers in general, just to take a break from work and focus on like, I don't know. Yeah, a break is cool.
Because it is like you guys are like your work ethic in Brockhampton is from what I can gather is intense. Like you guys are, when you're up, you're working. By work I mean creating, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
What's the living situation? Is everyone still in the same house?
No. I haven't told anyone that. Yeah, everyone has their own spots now.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, like, you know, that's a beautifully romantic, you know, ideal.
That's such a sad thing to say, though. Like, I feel like if I was a fan and I heard that, I'd be like, damn, it's over. The group is dead.
Well, you know what's funny to me is I'm probably going to set myself on the line for your fans here, but I'm no stranger to that. If you're a fan and you're disappointed that growing individuals can't find a place to live on their own, and you want them to live together consistently because it holds some kind of romantic image in your mind, you're up. I'm sorry, you straight
That's how it is being a fan, though.
It is, and I respect the fan.
You romanticize like everything.
And I'm the same, dude. When I found out that the Far Side weren't living in the mansion anymore, I was devastated. And I hate to put pressure on you, but then they broke up.
This is a dark interview.
And how are you enjoying living on your own? I mean, we've opened the door now. Let's have fun with it. Was it kind of a sense of... How much did you miss that experience? Because you made so much incredible music and art in that environment. You got to know each other. It's a miracle you held it together. I think everyone talks about how Brockhampton changed the shape of the band. I think you should change the shape of the home dynamic. I think for so many of you to live in a house for that long and actually achieve it and enjoy it, at least from the outside looking in, was amazing. So how was it when you broke out of that? What was that feeling like?
It felt good, honestly. It felt really good. Me and Romeo have a house together, and there's more space and like more mental space as well.
Been good for the group too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
And by the way, you say, "Oh no, now fans are gonna think we're broken up." I think the last time you all came in the studio, you told me you were breaking up. So this is a well-trodden path here, bro.
Right? Yeah, I told myself and I told people I'm gonna stop trolling and like making up lies about the group.
Why were you doing that in the first place? Just for fun or for protection, coping mechanism?
It was just fun.
It's fun, right?
It was fun.
Well, they're one of my favorite interview groups of all time were Beastie Boys. I interviewed them probably more than a dozen times. And the first few times they would troll me so hard that it would break my heart as a fan. And then after a while, I just ran with it. Because I realized that's the fun thing. That's the best thing about it.
Spike Jonze used to send other people, like his friends, to do his interviews for him.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. I saw a clip the other day where somebody confused Charlie XCX with Lord, and Charlie went with it.
Wow, that's amazing.
What's the best lie, now that you're no longer telling lies and that era has come to an end, Kevin Abstract, what's the best lie you ever told? The one that you and your friends were like, that was an absolute killer.
That Saturation 3 was going to be our last album.
That was with me.
Yeah.
That was with me. Oh my God, I got the best lie. This is the third of the trio. Kevin Abstract live on Beats One. We're going to come back and spend a few minutes talking about this song because this is a very, very special one. If this one came out on its own, bro, it would be enough. Right here, Kevin Abstract, Beats One. Congratulations, man. 3 amazing songs. It's been a while since we've heard, you come through with anything on your own terms, and so worth the wait.
Thank you.
I feel like with this song in particular, once again, you touch on a theme that's kind of popped up a couple of times on the 3 songs, which is this need to sort of reassure those nearest and dearest to you that everything's cool.
Right.
And how has that relationship evolved since you've been traveling the world and kind of become, you know, quote unquote successful on your own terms and your own passions and stuff like that? Can you just dive a little deeper into that feeling that you put into these songs about, you know, your mum and your friends and all that kind of stuff? I mean, that's in the hook. I mean, that line is a part of the song.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that really. I don't really know why I said it. It's just like emotionally it felt right when I was writing it, and it came to me like immediately. Originally the lyric was California on my mind.
Didn't like that one?
Nah, because we were about to move to Atlanta, so I changed it to Georgia.
So that's where you're at now. You enjoying it?
I'm actually here.
So you're here now?
At the time I was gonna move to Georgia.
But you decided to stay in California?
Yes.
Why?
Just because I started working out and it was beautiful and I got like happy and peaceful.
See, the thing about LA is that if you're not happy, it's a miserable place to be. But if you actually get yourself into your own right headspace, it can be an amazing place to be.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
100%.
Yeah. So what's going on with the crew? I told you before I was going to have to ask because, you know, now I'm terrified of your fans because, you know, I told them help out in the nicest possible way. So I warned you during the song, I was like, I'm going to have to hit you up with some Brockhampton news, even though, you know, we faithfully talked about your music for the last kind of 25 minutes.
No, it's cool.
So what's going on?
What's going on? I don't really know.
Is that good? Is that a good feeling?
Yeah, it's good. Cause like, that's what, made us successful, I would say. Like we just like felt it one day and went outside, made a video, put it on YouTube and like people liked it. Then we did another one the week after, another one the week after. I think like we work best when we follow like our gut and the magic that's in the air.
It's hard to hold on to that, you know, and I mean this with the greatest of respect because the people that you're now collaborating with on an infrastructural level, like label, obviously management, who you've been with from day one, who are amazing. But there's this uncontrollable path that once you become successful, it's hard to kind of not fall into this new rhythm, even with the best of intentions. It's like, all right, cool. Is there an album coming? Is it just coming? What's the roadmap is what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's kind of antiquated to what you're saying in the first place, which is no plan.
Yeah. And then having no plan becomes the plan in a way. And then, like, it just keeps changing along the way. And that's what works best for us, you know? I don't like planning stuff.
You just sharp look at the team. Sharp look at the team to the right there.
Sorry. They don't like that much about me, I think, because like it could get crazy, which I understand why it would be a stressful thing. But just like as an artist, I think I just work better that way. You know?
So what do you go?
I get anxious when I plan too far ahead.
Which is so funny because most people get anxious when they don't have a plan.
Yeah, I like to make the decision like 10 minutes before, like going live or something.
That's a lifetime.
Yeah.
For Kanye West, by the way. That's a lifetime. That's a lifetime for the great non-planners who have the greatest plans. 10 minutes. Wow. So I really got you last night. Like, bro, I mean, that was like you studied for months for that exam.
Exactly.
What were you like at school, dude? I mean, were you like the ultimate crammer?
Well, it was terrible.
Terrible student.
I just didn't care about school. So.
From what age?
Starting in like 8th grade, maybe.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's like, take it serious.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, nah. So was that a painful 3 or 4 years for you, or were you just able to let go from 8th on?
I just focused on music throughout high school. So, yeah.
And what's cool about that as well is that you find a group of friends, like-minded people.
Except they were on the internet, so like I couldn't see them every day in real life.
And now you're in a situation where it's enforced sociability.
Exactly. Yeah.
What a beautiful journey.
It's beautiful though. Yeah, I love it. ...
Till the next time. Will there be a next time?
Of course.
Job done. I'll make sure I hit you up 10 minutes before next time. Yo, Kevin, you got 10 minutes. Get your ass to the Beast One.
Sounds good.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Good looking out.
Thank you.